which I showed yesterday. What would be your funniest favourite episode from Supernatural, and your favourite darkest sort of episode as well?
Funny, favorite funniest, and favorite darkest.
Favorite darkest. Ooh, I would argue either French Mistake, Changing Channels, Yellow Fever for funniest. Darkest. Man. Lazarus Rising. And not just because it was Misha's first episode. But like Dean coming back from the dead was heavy. But I honestly, like, if you're talking dark, I think it has to go, it's got to go 15-20. It's got to go when you mix the light with that much dark and you get that much contrast in one episode where Dean's in his happy place doing what he loves to do, hunting alongside his brother, and then he dies doing the thing that he loves. That's about as contrasty as you can get. But I also think that that's what makes really good television.
I'm going to throw one out there I have nothing to do with, but as a viewer, Heart.
Yeah.
That end of Heart is as rough a moment of TV as I have ever seen.
That's tough.
Yeah, so that, like, I would put that out there, and I would also put, I don't know the name of the episode, season 1, the lake with the kid in the water.
Oh.
Because,
Dead in the Water.
Yeah, because the footage was so dark. It was
Kid Manners.
Yeah, and then the kid, because it involved a kid.
Yeah.
It struck me as really way
yeah.
more intense than. I know I'm not as well versed in the whole thing, but those are two very intensely dark.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the funny little story about Heart, and you may not know this. That was early on, season 1. It was season 2. And Jared was, I think, still kind of like trying to figure out how he really wanted to, get, because it was one of the first real emotional like episodes for him. And this poor guy, he stayed in that state while the cameras weren't rolling, and I remember asking him later, because I didn't bother him during the time, because they were like, okay, cut, all right, we're gonna flip a lens, we're gonna switch some lights out, and he would like walk over to the corner of the set and just sit there and just be like, and I left him alone because I was like, I'm not touching that, because he's putting gold on the camera right now. I mean, the performance was fantastic, so I was like, just leave him alone. Later, I asked him, I was like, hey, what was that? What were you going through? What was happening? He was like, well, I was thinking about my dogs dying. Oh. And I was like, oof, all right, let's not do that again. Because I saw what it did to him. Like, it taxed the shit out of him. Like, he was toast by the end of the day. And, as you do in any job, you grow, you learn, you figure out better ways to do things. And he now, I think that was probably the last time he ever did that, where he ever associated with something in his personal life in order to bring emotion to his fake life.
Right.
And, we got so invested in the story, invested in these characters, that when stuff would happen to one of these characters, like, it would actually hurt us, because we were fans of the show. We were fans of these people. Like, we loved this ride that we were on, and we didn't want anything to happen to it. And so when things would happen, it was much easier. You didn't have to go somewhere else to find the emotion. The emotion was right there on the page. But I do remember that about Heart. Heart was a dark episode, and it was especially dark for that man.
Huh.
Yeah. And thanks for bringing us down.
Yeah. Good question.
Hello. It's very professional. So it's a question for both of you, but it was inspired by an interview that Jensen had done for The Boys. You'd said, never tell Eric Kripke your red line as an actor, or he'll immediately go and write it into the script. Obviously, The Boys is an extreme example of that. I believe there were some risque stick figures involved. I was just wondering, from what you said, Seth Meyers, not that I was there. But I was wondering, so anything that was written in the SPN that you guys were like, absolutely no frickin' way, I'm not filming it, it's not happening, or that you were like dreadfully uncomfortable and told them that and you had to do it anyway?
I didn't do a lot of episodes. This question's for you.
I'll give you two things. The answer is no. The answer was there was never anything that would. I mean, we're on network television. There's not a whole lot that you can do because of standards and practices. So we were never asked to do something that I think was outside of a comfort zone, which is why when Eric got his hands on me outside of that comfort zone, he took full advantage of it. But on Supernatural, it was more like things, you know, when a director would come in and say, into the galley, the kitchen at the Middle Letters, and be like, it's just so drab in here. I think maybe we should add some flower. Let's put some vases and some flowers. And then didn't check with anyone.
It was not me, just real quickly.
Oh, really? And put took some urns and was like, let's just dump that out. And then let's put some flowers in there. And meanwhile the crew's like, and then I walk on set and I'm like, what's going on there? What are we doing? It's like, oh, we're just adding a little color to the palette. I'm like, no. Well, we're gonna start on the flowers, the carnations, and then we're gonna come up and we're gonna find you walking in. And I was like, I'll be right back. And I walked off set, and I quickly called Jerry Wannick, our production designer, and I was like, hey, Jerry, yeah, he's got flowers on the island in the Middle Letters. What? That's what I thought. See you in a second. Jerry came flying downstairs. It's like, no, this has been established. These guys, have you watched? Do you know what show you're on?
Yeah, that would be the question, right?
So it was more like things like that. It was more preserving, I think, what we have built, and less about an uncomfortability. It was like, no, that's not what we do here. And that's fine. Like, some people came in and they had their own ideas, and then we just shut them down.
I will add one quick. Oh, I won't do that shit. No, you won't. I won't. No, you won't. I will not.
As always, for the support. I do want to hear if Speight starts something with, I'll add one quick thing. Yeah. I want to hear it.
I'm sure you do.
I do.
Because we've got that kind of time.
One quick
The question was, were you two, basically it was for you guys, have you ever been asked to do something on Supernatural that was like too far for standards and practices or too offensive or whatever? And Jensen told a story about Jerry Wannick having to intervene on an episode with some stagecraft or whatever. The only story I was going to tell, and it has to do with conventions. One time, somebody came to me and asked me to do a pose at a photo op. And I've done a lot of things in a photo op I'm not proud of. I'll tell you that right now. But I was like...
Have you met Ricky Whittle?
And they had an example of this photo to show me, like, would you do this? And I'm like, oh no, I can't. I have a wife, I have kids, I have an ounce of self-respect left. I can do a lot, I can't do that, I'm really sorry. And so she took her picture of herself and Misha away. We did something else. We literally did a picture of her and Misha doing that unholy thing. So, turns out we don't have the same line, Misha and I.
I'm not sure Misha has a line.
There you go. Rob, we talked a lot about you in your absence, because great source of conversation was the joke you told that you didn't feel got a good response.
Right.
You want to try it again?
And what was the verdict?
Well, why don't you because we didn't talk about what it was. We just said that you had a problem telling jokes.
Take two.
But why don't we give it a go?
Should I tell the version I told or the actual?
Tell the version you
Do
I'm telling it. I'm being set up. This is a setup. They told you we're gonna have Rob tell the joke, and you're not gonna.
I did not say that, nor did Jensen, nor did Ricky Whittle, nor did the staff,
Cliff,
nor did Cliff.
2 robbers. Thank you. You know this one. 2 robbers go into a liquor store. One robber picks up a bottle of whiskey and says, "Is this whiskey?" The other robber says, "Well, yeah, but wobbing is always whiskey." Thanks, guys. That was awesome. You really like the joke.
Now we're going to try the Matt Cohen version. We'll just see which one works better.
Okay, yeah. This is the Matt Cohen version.
2 robbers go into a liquor store. One of them holds up a bottle of booze and says, "Is this whiskey?" And the other burglar says, "Yeah, but robbing is always whiskey." You win.
rob the robber.
I love it when we turn it into Matt going like, "Yeah, but the thing about burglary."
Well,
He's like, all of a sudden he was shooting a documentary.
Yeah.
we
He
made
gets
it.
served serious time for
Yeah.
burglary.
It was such a serious conversation, and we kind of dove into that. The joke about the joke was Rob's actually telling a joke. Matt's making a documentary about the downsides of thievery. Like he took it so seriously.
Are we sitting? Should we sit?
No, oh, turn it around.
Are we sitting?
Do your thing.
I'm doing it.
Are we sitting? Guys, I think this is the first time Junior's been.
Junior.
No, we did this last
For a photo op.
another con again. We ended up doing this.
Right.
We made you guys.
But we weren't called Junior yet.
Right. This is Junior.
Right,
Junior.
we weren't. You guys.
Do you know about Junior? They don't.
Yeah, can you get there? Can you figure that out?
Junior.
I couldn't. They explained it to
JR.
Right. Theoretically, if I'm the last R, it could be Junior, comma Junior. You know what I'm saying? Junior.
People were saying you're R2J.
me. But if you're gonna write it, it's you write it the word JUNIOR JR. So it's Junior.
Right.
Junior.
A podcast coming your way.
Yeah,
Junior.
And we thought we'd do a sketch comedy show.
We're gonna start. All 4 of us are gonna start our own podcast, and we still won't be able to get Jared on the fucking thing. It's still.
By the way, he's had his own podcast for 6 months and just hasn't been on it yet.
You have my number. You can call. I'm in. How's it going, guys? As we wrap up Jib 14. Good times.
Yeah.
I think the 4 of us, Junior up here, have been sent to help wrap this up and say grazie mille and love y'all and grateful for y'all and all that.
And grazie. I'm gonna write a theme song for Junior. There's a theme song. Yeah, not right now, but I'm gonna go home. That's my first line.
Like a
of it.
jingle?
A jingle.
Yeah.
A Junior jingle.
And he'll do it too, and it'll be good. I know that man. I think this has been just out of all the outstanding jibs, this is a high watermark.
It really is.
Crowd has been phenomenal every step of the way. And by the way, the party continues tomorrow night. The concert is going to be amazing. Can't wait for that. For those of you who are coming, so
We might have a Quattro Formaggio reunion.
might have a little quadro. For those of you who correct our Italian grammar, we meant for it to be called the 4 cheese. Yeah, it was on purpose.
But by the way, we've taken a half a question at this point.
Okay, take the second half. Take the second half.
We should probably.
I think you're on this side.
Are we on this side?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hello, Chiara here from Italy. First of all, I just wanted to thank you so much for such an amazing weekend. It was my friend's birthday as well, and you made it so special.
Buon
so
compleanno.
Thank you very much.
Laura.
Chiara, yes.
Chiara, and your friend is Laura.
Chiara, yes. Thank you guys. Thanks for the song at the beginning. Anyway, getting to the question. If you were back on Supernatural set and you could play a different character for a day, who would that be and why?
You know, we've had this question before.
We have?
And the thing that I always say is that it's really hard to, you know, I can say like, oh, Castiel, but it's like Misha's version of Castiel. Like everyone cast as their character.
I think that's a very good idea, though, for you to play the Castiel character.
Oh!
Because,
I was like, who is talking right now? And was that Mason? Was that Mason talking?
That's Mason.
Hi, Mason.
That was Mason talking.
I was like, somebody's doing your.
We're here. We're doing the convention virtually this year, and I think you can all agree that it's much better without me there in person.
Well, it smells better, that's for sure.
How has the green room been, boys?
It's
None of your
filthy.
business.
Has it been like a Greco-Roman wrestling match like usual?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I so missed your oiled bodies.
Yeah, Mason, you're gonna need a debriefing after this.
You've been mixed and loved.
What's up, my friend? How are you?
Are you talking to Mason or me?
Well,
You say been missed.
I'm talking to you. How are you? How are you? What's happening?
I'm good. I'm sad not to be there with you all, though. It's like it's an empty hole in my heart that's been left by missing JibCon. I'm gonna see you all next year, next April. I noticed the audience is like very excited, but it sounds like the four of you are like hug.
Well, I think it's a little bit of a TBD, we'll talk about it later kind of situation, but hey, it's good for you. You dare to dream. That's what I say to you, my friend.
It's going to give you something to look forward to.
And his Wi-Fi cut out. How very Misha.
Well, I miss you guys. I love you all. It's nice to see you. Mason, do you have any wisdom you want to impart on these people? No?
Hey, Mason, Rob has a joke he wants to tell you.
Yeah, right. This is good. It's family friendly. It's a good joke.
No. It's a family-friendly joke,
Family-friendly,
and we just want to see
family-friendly.
if it translates, generationally. All right, get
So
this.
these two robbers. Can you see me, or do I have to turn this way?
Yeah, that's better for us if you turn around.
These two robbers go into a liquor store.
Actually, Rob, can you turn a little bit more? Like, keep going. Keep turning. No, other way. Yeah, a little bit more. There we are. There we are. Yeah.
I always know where the camera is.
These two robbers go into a liquor store. And one robber holds up a bottle of whiskey and says, "Is this whiskey?" And the other robber says, "Well, wobbing is always whiskey." Wobbing is always whiskey.
I think Mason's crying. I think you've upset her.
Not as whiskey as robbing a bank. Sorry, Misha. Sorry, Mason. Sorry.
Mason, you can remember him. His name is Wob.
My name's Rob. That's what's funny.
All right, we love you guys.
Hey, can we get a big round of applause for Mason and Misha Collins?
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Love you, pal. Miss you.
Well, look at that.
Richard just said his name is Wob and he won't be here next to you. Next to you?
His name is Wob. He's been fired.
You set me up for that. You told me to tell the joke. Is the real joke that when you laughed in the green room, you were just leading me on?
Did you hear the audience laugh the second time? We thought the joke... No, did I tell you guys to laugh at Rob? No, I didn't. Remember on the angry one? Jensen and I, when we laughed in the green room, legitimately thought it was a hilarious joke.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get why it didn't work the first... Why didn't it work the first time? What did Rob do wrong the first time?
Can we all say one
Do we
thing?
need to analyze it?
Can we as a group let Richard Speight know that you don't have to yell into a fucking microphone?
What?
Hey, so Rob, Richard Speight here. I just want to make sure y'all can all hear. You're the loudest microphone talker ever.
That's not true.
Maybe if you put it like actually all the way in time.
When we do the creation
Go
convention,
ahead, let's see
I'm
it.
gonna leave that one right there. It's a family show. Any of the jokes I would make would be inappropriate.
when we do the shows in the United States, he and I have the same mix. It was Richard's idea, just in our ears, the in-ear monitors. He's like, yeah, just give me Rob's mix. I'm like, please don't give me the same mix as him. Because it's so loud, it's so loud. I've got a little hearing damage.
I speak from the diaphragm. I apologize. That would have been a perfect
You speak
sunglass
from
over
the
there.
anger.
My angry diaphragm.
Did we answer your question?
Yeah. They want to know if you want to know what character to be. Rob wants to be Misha.
Okay.
Not true, not what I
That
said.
clocks.
Should we?
Yeah.
All right, let's go down the line and say who we'd be. Starting with Rich. Rich?
I'd be Rob. Rob?
Rich.
Okay, Jensen. You've got like
Bobby
10 minutes to think
Singer.
about this.
It had to be different.
That's great. That was a great answer. All right, thank you for your question.
Nice,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you guys.
And now we'll get the second half of the only other question. Yes, ma'am.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Larissa from the Netherlands. Jared already answered this.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Say,
You said you had a love story, so maybe you can sum up.